Welcome to episode 48
48
of the Sports U podcast. Gifton, how you feeling tonight, baby?
Robbie, I'm feeling good. Shout out to my guy who made these sporties.
Rob on the mic here, and then you have Gifton with the Y. We are the Sports U podcast. Welcome if you're new, or welcome back if you are a certain follower already, to the Sports U podcast, where we read you sports news and you listen to our stupid ass opinions
that are not backed by any type of facts whatsoever.
Well, we read you the news and then we give you the opinions. So our opinions usually maybe will be, fact, help, give us some evidence just a little bit. But overall, it's just us ranting.
Just two guys ranting, shitting on Rudy Gobert.
Well, let's start it off with something that's actually positive here.
Talk to me, Rob.
Kevin Garnett. I just want to point something out, and I actually seen this on Reddit. I don't know who actually wrote this, but I do want to just point it out here. Kevin Garnett and Dirk Nowitzki won their first championship in their 13th season of being in the NBA.
Yep.
So let me just name a couple of stars for the upcoming years here. I just want to bring this out because it's pretty interesting to see what type of like mainstream names that have been in the game, and it's kind of hard to say that they won't be able to win a championship throughout their whole entire career. So let's bring up the first one here for this year and the year of 2021. If a star were to win his first ring in their 13th year, it would be Russell Westbrook. That's a really cool name.
No, it is.
Especially for this year.
Only because, Russ has seen it all. He's been to the finals, deep playoffs games. He's been a factor in all those playoff games, but, he's never
Triple-double machine, MVP off that.
But he's never won.
He's never won. The next one here, 2022, your guy here, the beard, James Harden. Winning a ring in his 13th year just the same way as these other ones. Gifton, how do you feel?
He should have did it in Houston.
I can see it happening this year because everybody's talking about the Nets this, Nets that. Overall, what I have to say is chemistry, injuries, the playoffs, as you can see from even the Warriors' last little run there against the Raptors. Injuries hit them, longevity hit them, chemistry also hit them because KD eventually left, which stops them from winning some rings going forward. But James Harden 2022, maybe not this year, but next year for the Nets, another year. Let's re-up. Even the Heat. The Heatles lost in the first year. Paul George, 2023. Gifton.
Ha!
Pandemic P. You think Pandemic P can pull it out?
Ha!
This year, we have in the West, the Clippers coming out of the West. And that includes Paul George. Do you think he can get it earlier, or do you think they're going to be losing to the Nets?
I hope
anybody else in the East.
I hope he gets it earlier. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Nets beat the Clippers because, look at them. They're just overpowered. Like we said, the Clippers can get out of the West, but they're nothing compared to Brooklyn.
All right. Well, let's get into the next one here. Jimmy Butler, my guy. I'll go ahead and speak on this one.
Please do, sir.
2024 for the Miami Heat. 13th season. The way that he's pushing his body, I don't really see it. I see his body kind of breaking down just because I feel like it already has been with injuries happening here and there. Once we become injury prone, it seems to continuously happen. You know what I mean? It seems like we can't really do much with him off the court. But go ahead, what you were saying?
I don't really consider Jimmy Butler as an injury prone type player, though. You do?
This year, the year before that, even in the playoffs, he wasn't necessarily injury serious, but he was just ran down. You know what I mean? He put a lot on his body. He plays very, very hard. So I think that, him as a person in 2024, which is another 3 years, in that Miami Heat organization where they're just running these guys thin, and he's already, working out. Remember they were talking about his work ethic inside of the hotels, inside the bubble?
And they were snitching on him because he was dribbling his basketball at 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning. So that's the type of stress he's putting on his body. 2024 seems like a long ways away on the Heat.
Oh, man.
Hopefully Tyler Hero can finally grow into his own. But this year he took a step back. Let's get into the next one here. In 2025, Damian
Lillard. It's not going to happen in Portland, though.
It's so crazy to think that this guy is actually this young. The next guy is actually way more important. Not important, excuse me. Not interesting, but surprising. There you go. But Damian Lillard, like you said, maybe not in the Trailblazers.
Definitely not in the Trailblazers.
It doesn't seem like it's going to happen like that. And the timetable with his contract and everything, it looks like he'll go into another organization, put in a year, and then eventually win a championship. But the next one, get them last but not least, in 2026, their 13th year. Again, we're talking about people who are stars in the league. In their 13th season, they won their sole ring. Who's the last one, Gifton?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
All right, real quick. Over or under that he wins it earlier than 2026?
Under.
Over or under?
Under.
You think
under
it's
like
got to be under?
Motherfucker.
With the Bucks?
Yup.
Question mark. With the Bucks? You already said yup, but I don't know if you heard me right.
No, because you didn't say with the Bucks, but under.
Okay, I feel like he's got it. Man.
Under.
It's
I'm going to stick
it's
under.
It's just because we can't keep seeing the same shit over and over and over again, and it's the same shit again. Like, he's averaging better overall. He's become more an efficient scorer.
But you still can't shoot.
You still can't be that guy in that situation. And when people lock down and they really focus in on you, the same way they even do to Damian Lillard, that's why he has to pull up from so damn far.
Right.
But let's get on to the next one. We have so many different topics and stuff, but that was a pretty cool one there. Jayson Tatum ties Celtics record, scoring record. Leans to come back down from 32 points to score an overall of 60 points, tying Larry Bird. Gifton, what is your first impressions on this, and what does it say about the Celtics season going into the playoffs?
You know, I was actually watching that game, man, and it was good to see because we knew Jayson Tatum was that dog, and that game he definitely displayed it. It just sucks that those pieces are still around him because I still feel the same way. Jalen and Jayson Tatum can't get it done on the Celtics. Kemba Walker is whatever, and why the fuck is Evan Fournier even there?
It was in an overtime victory. He is the second youngest player to score 60 points. Doncic at 22 also just became the 11th player. That's the next one. My fault. But with that being said, Jayson Tatum right now, we've been saying it that him and Jaylen Brown are pretty much the only two stars on this team or the good parts on this team. There's other parts to look up for. You mentioned Pritchard. I mentioned Robert Williams with his just athleticism, and if they give him the minutes, then he's able to do it. But we keep talking about the coach. So, again, I think it's a coach type of thing. Don't really see them doing too much in the playoffs, but they do still have those two stars, right?
Yeah, off the dome. You think they're going to get rid of one of them? Well, you think they're gonna get rid of Jalen?
No, I think this guy, Danny Ainge really has to get his act together. I don't know. I think he's just becoming too stubborn. Everybody's been labeling him the same way we labeled this head coach in Brad Stevens, one of the best in the league, and they're both kind of falling off right now, and they don't really seem that they're going to get over the hump. And that's not the players' fault. They're showing out. They're just not being put in the right position. Right. But like I mentioned, I messed up a little bit there. Luka Doncic has amassed, again, 35 career triple-doubles. That is the second fastest to that mark. Now, he in this last game that he actually crossed this mark, 31 points, 12 rebounds, and how many assists, Gifton?
20? I'm sorry, am I reading that right? Does that say 20?
20 assists.
God damn.
In a 125-124 victory over the Washington Wizards. And, of course, we were just speaking about Russell Westbrook and his triple-doubles. This guy, again, youngest to really do it like that. Gifton, what more do you have to say about this, man? Do you think that he'll be another one of these types of players where he's just numbers types of fulfillment, stat pad, a good star in the league, but he'll never really pan out? Or do you think that he'll actually be a multi-championship, multi-MVP type guy?
I don't want to say multi, but I do want to say that 1 year Luka Doncic is going to take the Mavericks to the finals and just give everybody hell and just wreak straight hell.
But we were just speaking about Russell Westbrook and his ability to get triple doubles and how insane it is. But this guy's racking them up like crazy as well. They're almost about a 500 team in the West.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So overall, it's just these numbers are kind of just feel empty to me again. Jayson Tatum scoring 60 is really cool, but at the same time,
is it though? where they're at.
That's what I'm trying
Like
to say.
they're in the playoff tournament right now.
Well, with that being said, like it's really important for him to drop that and be able to pull out a win against another team like that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It just feels like, man, 20 assists. Like I feel like, are these numbers real? But it's just a weird season. Again, we're seeing like huge outliers when it comes to like offensive ratings and stuff.
Everybody has been having 2K numbers all season, especially with KPJ. Shout out to my Rockets, who just got 50 points in a game, and he was only 20 years old.
Steven Silas putting people in a Luka Doncic / James Harden role. I seen a highlight on, I think it was like Worldwide or something like that, and he had, it was KPJ doing basically like the James Harden move through the legs like 3 different times and then making a move.
And he got the and one on Dwight Howard.
Easy.
Woo.
Nice, right?
That boy is going to be some trouble.
Well, you've been bragging about him. Let's talk about another rookie, though, here.
Tyrese Haliburton unfortunately injured his knee, exit early versus the Mavericks.
We've been talking about a lot of highlights about players. Jayson Tatum scoring 60. Luka Doncic having triple-doubles. And now you have a guy in Tyrese Haliburton who's under the radar on the Kings, unfortunately, but also
I don't want to say he's under the radar.
You don't think so?
Nah. Nah. Did you see when he was locked in second for Rookie of the Year on the ladder for about like a good 6 weeks strong.
I guess so, but I mean, like,
and this was before Anthony Edwards took off, and it was just him and LaMelo. Like those were the 2 rookies. Then Anthony Edwards started to blossom. Jayson Tate started to come out of nowhere.
Jayson. Yeah, okay. So I'm actually going to be speaking about the Rookie of the Year running later. Ooh. But no, let's speak about Tyrese Haliburton. It's pretty awful to have another injury happen to, especially a rookie of this type of caliber here.
And your coach is Luke Walton.
I was just about to say that too and ask that type of question. Let me give a little bit of stats on Tyrese.
Fucking Walton.
Let me do this about Tyrese Haliburton real quick. 13 points per game this season, 5 assists, shooting 47% from the field, 40% from 3-point range. But
that's not bad.
And they're solid. They're solid numbers.
That's solid basketball.
But he's also been blossoming at the end of the season, giving more opportunity and more ball handling as well. Also, he's more of a star on the defensive end and then starting it on the fast break. A lot of things don't really show up in the box score when it comes to Tyrese Haliburton. But definitely sad on the season. Really, really tough to see him exit, especially on this team where, like, you know, they just always seem to kind of make a run at the end and then fall short.
It's interesting to see, like, what's going to happen this offseason because it's like, yeah, you got to get rid of Luke. What about Harrison Barnes, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield?
You already got him and Buddy locked up.
Yeah, but you don't think they're gonna?
You got to keep them as cornerstones.
No, but I mean, you don't think they're gonna throw a fuss or anything like that?
I mean,
because you even said it. Look at the league we're in.
Luke Walton, he continues to be an up and down roller coaster. I'm not about that. Like, okay, let's think of stocks real quick.
Okay.
Am I gonna be focused on a guy who's high? Focused on a stock that's up, down, or a guy that's or a stock that's increasingly just getting like, up, and up. So overall, for me, like, Luke Walton didn't work one spot, and then the only time he was really blossoming was with that Warriors team, who anybody could have coached that. Me or you could have coached that together. Could have got us a fat ass contract. Ooh. But let's get into this next one. Also, Luke Walton, it's up and down with them. I ain't with that.
Right.
Like, you know, like, it's surprising right now.
I ain't with that.
And then it's not surprising later. It's like, oh, he's got trust. Nah,
right.
He's young. Nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
James Harden, though, the beard, we're going back to him, says he plans to play before the playoffs begin. Gifting. This is your guy, man. I like to hear what you are the guy that covers this guy the most, Gifting. How do you feel about it? He's coming back. He guarantees it's very strong.
He should come back to Houston, please. Please.
Stop being a Houston fan.
Whatever.
Get it. You're so bitter. I was kidding.
Anyway, no, that sounds about right. Like, if they have the second seed right now going into the playoffs, no reason to rush. Take your time. Definitely come back and get like a week of games, 2-3 games to get like a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Just so you don't have to go into the playoffs completely rusty, completely like, oh, I haven't really picked up a ball or anything like that, or played an actual full speed game in like 6 weeks.
He hasn't played a game since April 5th, and he only logged 4 minutes and 22 seconds before leaving the game with a hamstring injury. The Nets right now are 43-23, and are the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're trailing the 76ers by 2 games. They also have the tiebreaker. No, not the Nets. The 76ers have the tiebreaker. I don't know. They're in a pretty tough bracket, and they'll probably have to face the Bucks. When it comes down to what these Nets are about, it's just health. It's honestly just going to be health.
I was
if he's
just
coming
about
back,
to ask you that.
They just have to continuously just be on the court together now. Like there's no excuse for the rest of the season. Maybe in the first round, but if the first round's tough based off of the matchups, you're gonna have a really tough one there. You know what I mean? Because now you're gonna have to really play a whole first round. Like you're getting yourself tired. Most likely the first round's gonna be tough already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's a little bit different when you got some scrappy ass team coming out of that play-in tournament trying to face you. You know?
Right. Quick question: do you believe in Philadelphia this year? Yes or no?
If I had to put my money on a team in the East, it would probably be Philadelphia. Yeah. If I had to right now. But we'll make that, overall prediction once the playoffs start. But no, in the East, yeah, I would say it would have to be them. I mean, they are the number 1 seed, so I mean, it's not like I'm making a hot take. And the Nets are, of course, injury prone. And then, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons right back at the end of the season. So Let's get on that. But let's get on to the next one here. Lonzo Ball the other night versus the Warriors. 33 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 11 of 23 shooting from the field, 7 of 13 beyond the arc. Can he shoot, Gifton?
He was shooting 13 of them bitches.
Can he shoot? Because that's what I heard, that this man can't shoot.
Woo!
This ball can't shoot.
You just had to give Lonzo some time, man. I mean, I feel like we all said it. I know Angel said it. You said it. I've said it. Hefe said it. You just had to give Lonzo some time. Look at him.
I don't even think it's necessarily time.
You had to give him time,
No. Because I believe I'm agreeing with you because you haven't heard what I'm about to say. I also think it was his injuries. He wasn't even on the floor. Whenever he got into a roll,
ass shoes.
Whenever he got into a roll, whenever he got actually on the court and actually saw some playing time, he was injured or something was hindering him, and then eventually he stopped. You know what I mean? So he's fully healthy. I think that his attitude, like not necessarily, I wouldn't call it an attitude, just his aggressiveness.
Mentality.
Yeah, just be a little bit more aggressive. The same way we plead Denny Avdia to get better to just be more aggressive and stuff.
Come on, Denny.
Get better overall.
Definitely. Shout out Denny. Get better, bro.
Get better with your injury. But overall, like, Lonzo definitely needed his time. He's with a good team where, like, they really want to put it into his hands. They trust him with his shot. You know what I mean? What do they have to lose? We're the Pelicans type stuff. There is not that much pressure. I actually wanted to bring up something.
What's up?
I think it's really funny to think that Lonzo and LaMelo will not play with each other.
You think it's funny?
Yeah, I think that there's like no question that they will like play with each other. Like they'll eventually be playing with each other.
Oh.
And it's going to be like, I feel like it's going to be very, very soon. Like way sooner rather than later. And if you have both of those guys on the same team, I think it's really, really cool. Not just for like family type stuff and like the dynamic of it.
Well, I mean,
but also the chemistry.
The chemistry and the players that they're both
culture,
like blossoming to be.
The way that they try to play, where it's just we get the ball out, we're gonna try to beat you just by running
fast,
it up.
Gritty type of players,
running it up,
flashy,
gritty. Add another one to the board.
Another one.
I'm gonna underline the people where he just says it just to say it. it's gonna be some weak ass dude. But no, like I think it's funny that I'm calling it right now that I think that they'll play with each other fairly soon. Lonzo has a restricted contract coming up. It's gonna be
Is it restricted? I thought he was a free agent.
I thought he was restricted.
I'm not sure. I didn't look into that yet.
I thought he was restricted. But, yeah, so that's Lonzo. Lonzo doing very well, having another kind of like comeback season again to prove people wrong. He's very fucking young.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to call
this. 23.
I don't want to call this a comeback season, bro. Like, you just need time, bro. You need time.
Terry Stotts. Are you done with that other one? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, go. Terry Stotts expected to be fired by the Blazers after this season. Jason Kidd linked to possibly replacing him, who is the currently coach of the Lakers.
Okay, hey,
head coach of the Lakers.
Terry, you've had a good run, bro. You had a great run, but your time is over.
You've had too much time. You had the offense.
Now, granted, the front office failed you like a motherfucker, but you had a great run.
Hold up. They went to go get Rocco. Rocco's very, very good. They went out and they tried to replace a Gary Trent Jr. whose numbers were not matching to a Norman Powell. Now they have a Norman Powell who has a bigger. You didn't even need
to get rid of Gary Trent Jr.
We did it. They didn't.
That made no sense. Like, yeah, cool, Norman Powell, but you didn't need to get rid of Gary Trent.
But if you go back to our episode, we said it. It was like an even trade throughout the whole entire thing. But the numbers kind of showed that, hey, the Blazers made the right choice. It turned out Gary Trent was kind of putting out for the Raptors in the absence of a couple of different players on the Raptors, but then he kind of leveled back down. Norman Powell, I haven't really heard his name like that, and when watching the game, he's just, again, being that extra tool the same way the Raptors had him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not that they're not making moves. They did get Carmelo Anthony. They went out to go get Hassan Whiteside. They've dealt with the Nurkic issues.
Technical difficulties, folks. Sorry about that, but don't worry about that shit. Terry Stotts, Robbie.
To kind of follow up with what I was kind of mentioning, they gave him enough. That's what you were saying. You were saying that they didn't give him enough with the GMs and the front office. So that's definitely your opinion. Not. In my opinion, they did give him enough. Terry Stotts also just needed to create a certain type of defense. Just a little bit of a defense when it comes to Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum on the offensive side. Rocco's really great at being that defensive the guy as well. So overall, like I'm just saying, like it's not like they haven't given them pieces in my opinion, and he's just underperformed. They went to the conference finals, and guess what? They got swept. So I just feel like they're not really respected that much. Whenever somebody sees them, it's always like they're just another little brother team. But Terry Stotts, for me, I don't really see that as being that much of a loss for that Blazers squad.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely hold your head high when it comes to Terry Stotts' tenure there. Nothing to be ashamed of, but I mean, I still feel like the organization really not gave him a shorthand, but they could have did more. Because let's be real, what's the one piece that they've needed for like the last 3-4 years? A wing. And they've never gotten him a good enough wing.
Gary Trent.
Not a wing.
Rocco's
30.
30 is like the new.
And then Rocco's a power forward. Let's be real. Rocco's a power forward, and you know it
because you know that he can still be on the wing. You're a fool, bro, and he can guard any position. You're a fool.
Damn, you just love calling people.
Come on, but am I wrong?
Yes.
No, I'm not wrong. Come on. All right. Another head coach that is on the hot seat, which we actually want Brad Stevens to be on the hot seat.
Brad?
Mike Budenholzer.
Oh, that's not a surprise.
If they don't make a deep playoff run, he's out of there. And that's according to Shams Charania, or according to Shams of The Athletic. Gibson, you said it's not a surprise. Why?
Ooh, Mike's had a spotty track record, man, ever since Atlanta. Even last year. Mike's had a spotty
like 5
track.
All-Stars on that team.
Yeah, and what fucking happened? What happened?
They were all
self-made.
They
fucking
all-stars.
failed. That means nothing to me.
They didn't fail.
That means nothing to me.
You know, guess who they lost to?
They had 5 All-Stars, right?
Who did they lose to?
The Heatles? Was it the Heat?
Yeah, so they lost to the Heat.
Right, with 5 All-Stars.
Oh my God, bro. You're tripping.
You just said they had 5. The whole starting 5 was 5 All-Stars. So how do 5 All-Stars not beat 3?
That year, it was like
it was what?
They're just giving it to them. I swear to God. Because they had such an insane NBA record that they were just like, you know what? Each one of these players, they're all-stars. Bro. Because they're all performing at an all-star level.
You just called them 5 All-Stars to 3.
Year, yes.
Granted, LeBron fucking insane. Yeah, whatever. But 5 All-Stars and Mike Budenholzer couldn't get it done against
one of those
3 All-Stars.
Will any one of those All-Stars on that Hawks team make it to the Hall of Fame?
Hold on. Nah.
No. How many of the All-Stars on the Heat will make it to the Hall of Fame?
2.
3. Chris Bosh is literally on the ballot, you fool.
Oh, is he really? I didn't know that. I had no idea. Stop calling me a fool, dickhead.
You're a fool. You're fucking up history, and you're also messing with my Heat.
I didn't.
So you're a fool, and you're like, fuck
I didn't know
you,
Chris.
shit.
I didn't know Chris Bosh was on the ballot. My bad. Shout out Chris though.
Shout out, Chris. You're literally like, nah, he's not a Hall of Famer.
I didn't know he was on the ballot, so I'm gonna take
He
it back.
is a Hall of Famer.
I didn't know.
Do you think that he's a Hall of Famer? Do you believe that he's a Hall of Famer? All right, yeah, exactly. All right, on to some football here. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
We are here for just a little bit of intel about the NFL draft. It just happened recently, Gifton. Mac Jones, who did he get drafted by?
The Bill Belichick Patriots.
They have Cam Newton right there. He's going to be the guy that's he's veteran. You know what I mean? For Mac Jones.
What's Mac backwards?
Cam.
I didn't. Oh, shit.
Well, hopefully they are opposites of each other. Hopefully, you know.
I hope so.
One doesn't run as well. One does run. One's injury prone. One's not. One has an arm. One doesn't. You know, I hope they're complete opposites for the Patriots' sake. But not to drag down Cam Newton. Let's get into what the actual intel that I was mentioning. So apparently the Saints are trying to trade up to pick 10 through 14 to actually get Mac Jones. Gifton, with your experience with Sean Payton, with the way that Sean Payton handles his football teams and the quarterbacks that he tries to get, he also tried to get Patrick Mahomes.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Does this raise your eyebrows a little bit more about a Mac Jones who's been kind of played with the media, by the media, about how he's a stick in the mud, as you call Matthew Stafford, and he's not going to live up to the hype or be that much in the league?
There's something to Mac Jones. There's a reason why There's a reason why Bill Belichick got Mac Jones. Don't know why. Who knows? He might be Tom Brady 2.0. Who knows?
You're the Tom Brady fan.
I'm just saying.
I'm a Tom Brady fan too, but not like you, so I'm surprised you even compared him like that.
Well, I mean, look what system he's going into.
Yeah.
Look who the coach is.
Well, so I mean, the Patriots got him. Let's see how it goes. But I think it definitely raises my eyebrows as well to Mac Jones. Like, hey, can this guy actually produce? Is he that good in his head, or can he read the actual reads correct? If with a good playmaker that can actually be successful with the first read, can this guy actually produce? So with Sean Payton's playmaking, I guess this guy had the right skill set, or he actually seen it. But overall, you know, they're paying Taysom Hill a shit ton of money, and I think that's also Sean Payton's fault, and I do not agree with that whatsoever. So, give and take. But overall, I think it does raise my eyebrows that Mac Jones was about to get picked by the Saints. It's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Let's get into the next one here. Now, there's been I think he's a right tackle, Dwayne James. He was actually working out in the off season. Apparently, he was protesting. I'll go ahead and protesting, like boycotting the facilities when it comes to like OTAs, off season training programs, different things like that. But he was doing it on another facility. He wasn't at the training facilities, or not on the training facility grounds. So if you get injured while you're working out, you can always just say that you're doing that. Different things like that. I'm not putting it on him or saying that he did say this kind of stuff, but that's why it's in a contract and you're supposed to be working out at the facility. Well, this guy unfortunately gets injured, and now he has to forfeit basically about $20 million in 1 year of his contract here. It hasn't been actually confirmed. It's just proposed, and the Broncos are I would say is a classy organization. You know what I mean? Now let's speak about it. Gifton, even a lot of athletes mentioned about it and had a couple of words to say. How do you feel about this? That he was just trying to work out at another facility, work on his game, and I feel like you want that in a person, as a general manager, as owner of the team.
Mm-hmm.
For him to get injured, do you punish him or do you keep him? Meanwhile, this guy also has been injury prone and hasn't played that many games for the Broncos already.
Oh, well, since you said that, yeah, I'm gonna need that bag back, buddy. Sorry, because it's like if
I feel it.
yeah, I mean that's I'm gonna just leave it at that. Like, I'm sorry, bro, I'm gonna need the bag back. Sorry.
So if he didn't have that history, you'd feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would definitely like. Okay, give us 10. We'll let you keep 10. You know what I'm saying? Give us 15. We'll let you keep 5. Whatever. But like, the fact that you told me just now that he's like an injury prone and has injury history. Yeah, I need that back.
Okay, so I want to say a couple things here. So, he's aware of the CBA rules and what's going to happen if something like this happens. Now it's a freak accident. I don't think anybody really expects something like that to happen.
What was the injury?
I have no idea, to be honest with you, but it's a season-ending injury, and the thing is that he says that he was this guy right here, Mike Schwartz, says that he was boycotting the offseason program. I mentioned that before. So he got hurt while boycotting the offseason program. So not only do they have more to say as in to like back up their decision making, which is kind of cold-hearted, of course, but it's just a business in the long run.
Exactly.
The NFL is just like that. Now, he was boycotting an offseason program. That's their defense. He got hurt not in the training facility, and now we're going to have to pay him for a full year when he's not going to be playing one snap for the team. Me as a businessman, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I need that back, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I agree with you with that, but let's just read a couple of these athletes and how they feel. And we've also talked about how the NFL doesn't have fair contracts. But you think it's fair under that way?
Under the
way the circumstances
yes.
are, there's certain circumstances, but let's just say this much, okay? So this is from Patrick Mahomes. So they're going to take his contract for working out in the offseason. That's a pretty good point. That kind of sucks. Like, he's working out. That is a good point,
but and I don't know because I never really paid attention like that. Is there a stipulation where, hey, you can only work out in the designated training facility?
Yeah. Yes. So it's basically like that. Like you if you get hurt somewhere else, like depending on, of course, the situation,
right?
You're gonna get voided of your contract because how do we know what happened? In fact, happened.
Yo, then I don't feel bad when I say I need that back.
What if we don't feel bad about, or what if we don't like the type of exercises that you're doing?
Right.
Or
how the fuck can you not?
Stipulations.
How can you not be happy with the exercises that he's doing? You just want him to
what if
work
he's
out,
with
though.
an athletic trainer that he's homegrown with? You seen Jameis Winston like hitting a fucking beanbag or a beanbag, punching bag with like a bat or a wooden stick because he helps him with his torque when he throws the ball like that. But that's like your own personal trainer that made him do that. That's not a professional trainer workout person that is at a facility. So think about it this way, like I'm not a professional football player or football trainer. I don't know if me hitting a punching bag with a stick is gonna be the best way to enhance my football abilities.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just part of it. But let's get on to the next one. It's just something. Let me actually read the next one of these. Tyreek Hill says, so do we just not work out or what? And then Chris Conley has to say, half these replies don't understand a player's off-season obligations. Many don't understand that you're expected to work out when away from the facility. He wasn't going against his contract, LOL. And then Le'Veon Bell, apparently it's really important for him to just say, huh? And everybody knows exactly what he's talking about on Twitter. So, yeah, like it's just a very controversial thing. I think that we both can agree, like on a business standpoint, it's the right decision.
Yeah.
For a player standpoint, you always want to be pro player. I feel like we are more of a pro player type of podcast, but
definitely
there's always different circumstances, and
we gotta keep the shit fair, man.
I don't know. Hey, fuck the businesses and. I guess sometimes fuck the player if you can't. He also got paid in his last couple of seasons though, so it's not like I think he had like 17 mil last year, so he's.
Okay, yeah, you should be fine.
The last one here. Damn, did I say that? Did I say that?
Damn.
I already conceded in an earlier show that this wasn't going to happen because it was confirmed on Pat McAfee. Oh, I plan on coming back next year. I'm Aaron Rodgers, blah, 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 blah. It took like 4-string wide receiver to get cut for him to say, I'm done with this fucking place. Not Devontae Adams, not nobody else. They couldn't get anybody on the offseason type stuff. They got back Aaron Jones, though. I thought he'd be happy about that. But no. That motherfucker, he did me wrong. He cut my 4th, 5th, 6th-string wide receiver. He was my favorite. I was growing him as my own. Like, come on, man. It's ridiculous. So, all right. Damn, I said that. I said that he was going to be gone if they did not make a Super Bowl and win it. If they made the Super Bowl, it's kind of like I still couldn't do it. Let me get out of here. If they made the conference championships, it's like, and I lose again. It's like, okay, we're doing the same fucking thing over and over again, and you guys already don't want to help me. I'm gone.
Right.
He's coming back. I mean, he's not coming back. Aaron Rodgers is gone. He's wanting out of Green Bay. He's even calling the GM Jerry Krause.
Jerry Krause, which is a fucking long shot to call your owner.
This guy's name is Gutekunst. I don't trust this guy. I wouldn't trust a guy named Gutekunst.
Is he Russian?
No. I'm not basing it off that. That sounds like an evil.
I'm not either. I just wanted to do
If there was a villain
accent.
in a superhero movie, that's his fucking last name.
Doofenshmirtz.
So let me just say this much, though. Who doesn't really talk shit about their boss and their career? So calling your boss Jerry Krause, does that really mean that you ultimately want to get traded, even though you said it firsthand from your mouth, from your lips?
Hey, you know where Jerry Krause used to spend a lot of his time?
I got an MVP. What's up?
You know where Jerry Krause used to be at? He used to be on that island.
Oh.
He used to be on that island.
Let's not talk about that if that's another story. But let's get on with this one. We're almost done here, actually. The San Francisco 49ers, the Denver Broncos, have reached out to him, contacted about Aaron Rodgers, and seeing if he was interested in playing for them. The Packers have shut down all of that, and we are where we are right now. But
I don't feel bad, though, because, the Packers knew what was up. They knew Aaron Rodgers was about to start talking crazy and saying all kinds of shit, but they chose to not move him. They should have traded him when the Rams asked for him, but no. And look what fucking happened. It blew up in their face.
Yeah, they probably could have got a lot more from the Rams just because the Rams like to just,
exactly.
Here's a pick. Here's the picks. Take them all. Take them all, please. Let's get on to stories. So that's the end of the sports news there. The ones that we just have to update you guys with that. But the stories, Gittin, this is your story here.
Story time.
Go ahead and bring it up.
Robbie.
Yes.
Carmelo Anthony recently just became the 10th all-time scoring leader. He passed. I don't know who he passed. I don't know who was in the 10th spot. I think maybe it might have been Elgin Baylor. Okay, but cool. Say whatever you want about Carmelo Anthony, but is Carmelo Anthony a top 10 player in the NBA? Yes or no?
Top 10?
I mean, all time. Is he not a top 10 all-time player in the NBA? Yes or no?
For me, I would say it's kind of tough because you honestly just put me on the spot when it comes to like top 10 like players of all time, and it's my top 10, not anybody else's top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Now when I think of Melo,
shit. Rob the mic. He's just Rob now.
I'm just Rob. If when I think of Melo, the first thing I think about is scoring. I'm a very defensive type of guy, though. I like defense, and he never really was that type of guy. But when it came to the scoring, that guy was just elite. Post, fadeaways, threes, spot up, clutch, Nuggets swag, Knicks swag. He went to the Knicks, owned it, did his own thing. They couldn't get nobody else to get there because of his contract and other stupid ass shit that the Knicks were doing. Monty Starmar.
Oh wow! Really?
His contract.
Oh, okay.
It was
Damn.
tough. Overall, when I think about Carmelo Anthony, top 10 all-time player? No. Top 10 all-time scorer? Yes. Yes, most definitely.
Okay, that's fair to say.
So that's I think that's kind of straightforward based off of what the story you brought up, he's now 10th all time, and it also took him a lot more seasons than a lot of other players.
True.
He was also out for a whole season. They blue balled him. Yeah, so when it comes to Carmelo, I think I have to say with that, not top 10 all time because I like defense. That's why I really liked Tim Duncan. I would
Okay, that's
before Kobe died, and it kind of feels disrespectful to say it now, but I thought Tim Duncan was like better than Kobe as like an organizational player for me. And during that time, I would have picked Tim Duncan.
Ooh,
just an overall efficient.
That's a haymaker. God.
Overall efficient. Both sides of the ball. I can give it to you. I know what you're gonna do. On the other side, I mean, he had the Twin Towers with David Robinson and everybody else that was able to be fed into him. You know what I mean? But overall, again, Carmelo Anthony, a top 10 scorer of all time, top 10 of probably my favorites, but not all time. Not all time. In my opinion. That's now it's you. You get to give your explanation. Just don't say, "Oh, he's top 10," and that's it. You mentioned how he means something to you, all this, all that shit. Well, then tell us.
Damn.
Okay, I want to hear the story.
Okay.
This is your story.
Okay. Well, to be real with you, I think Melo is a top 10 player only because if you look back at that year when D Rose was on the Bulls, Miami, LeBron was in Miami. There was the Spurs, the Knicks, the Pacers, and the Lakers. Right? You knew you were gonna get. It was gonna be a fucking battle when you played the Knicks, the Pacers, the Bulls, the Celtics. Like you knew you was gonna get it when you went to Oklahoma and you had to play KD in them. So like he was one of those dominant teammates. He was one of those dominant teammates on that team for that organization that like you knew every time you pulled up to MSG, Melo's gonna get 60.
How about when Chauncey Billups says, "Oh, you know, Melo, we can win," and he had 16, he mad. But we can win, I mean we can lose, and he has 30 and Melo's like, "Oh, you know, I got my 30." You know what I mean? What is that like as a testament to him, or is it just like
it was just immaturity?
Here say he say she say type stuff.
It was immaturity, and then two, he was in Denver. He wasn't really gonna like. I don't want to say he wasn't gonna win shit in Denver because they had a hellfight squad.
Yeah, they had a amazing squad.
Fucking amazing squad. But I mean, at then he was just like, because he was the third pick. Came in on some hot shit, bro. He just thought he was that guy, and it took him a couple of years to get level headed, clear everything. Like, okay, damn, like there's more to winning than me just looking good and showing my ass and getting 30.
I don't think that you can call a guy who hasn't got a ring or an MVP a top 10 player of all time.
So Chris Paul's not a top 10 point guard all time? Chris Paul's not a top 10 player? All-time player?
When you talk position, that's totally different.
Chris Paul's not an all-time player? A top 10 all-time player?
Chris Paul is an all-time is a top 10
all-time
point guard
all time.
And it's also a pure point guard too.
Okay, but he's not a top 10 all-time player.
No, of course not. Chris Paul, not for me. No.
What the fuck? Why?
He's too undersized for me.
What the fuck
all
does that
time?
have to do with anything?
When I can start my point guard with a Magic Johnson or even a LeBron James because he's basically a point guard.
This guy's smoking dick tonight.
Hell
wow.
No. You're literally the guy that said that Chris Paul shouldn't have been an All-Star this year, and you want to talk about top 10
but that
all-time.
doesn't. But I'm not taking away that he's not an all-time player.
Bro,
fine, he shouldn't have been an all-star.
Bro,
but
he literally hasn't.
But the fact that's like me spitting in his face, not calling him an all-time player, bro.
Bro, he's been loaded. He's had Blake Griffin when Blake Griffin was MVP.
New Orleans. Oklahoma.
And he went, bro. He was trying to go to the Lakers. And he was trying to go to the Clippers. We're not gonna get off of it because Carmelo's the main subject there. But all I have to say is when you speak about things like that, being a all-time player, you have to at least in the history of basketball. There's been tons of great scorers, dude, and there's been tons of guys who are dogs at scoring too. Top 10 player of all time is both sides of the floor, in my opinion. But when it comes to story and narrative, then yeah, hell yeah. Because him being at Syracuse is lit. Him moving from one side to another, him going to the Knicks and taking on that challenge is lit. It speaks to his legacy. And even him like coming back after being blackballed in the league. And then look at what he's doing right now. There's stuff to make him a good story and a good all-time like story as a player in the league. But top 10 player in the league, like, no.
All right. That's Rob.
That's you too.
And that's me.
That's you. You have yours and I have mine. Like, I mean, leave your guys' fucking opinions in the comments. Shit.
Please leave your opinions in the comments.
Top 10 all time. That's crazy.
Top 10.
My story now. Rob's story. We were talking about Anthony Edwards a little bit earlier. Talking about LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball. You know, people who were rookie. Everybody was a rookie. Excuse me. But LaMelo Ball and we talked about Tyrese Haliburton, how he got injured, and now that kind of eliminates him from the Rookie of the Year award there.
Sadly,
you have basically now Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball in the race.
Jayson Tatum's third.
I just want to say that it is not over and it is not a clear-cut thing that LaMelo Ball is the Rookie of the Year. And I'm going to start lobbying and being that guy that's going to say, hey, Anthony Edwards should be the Rookie of the Year. Not only did he play the full season, but throughout the way that I guess you could say the Timberwolves have been disrespected in later parts of the season or just this season as a whole, through those lower times, he's actually been a bigger like silver lining when it comes down to it. So, for example, just recently they played the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have always been playing the Timberwolves stuff really bad. Like you say, gritty, grimy. You speak of the words of Zebo, Mike Conley.
My hood bullies get bullied.
All those boys right there on the Grizzlies. Marc Gasol was there when he was able to move. Tony Allen, nasty. So they always had a bunch of bulls. They created a certain type of culture there. Well, the Timberwolves were not taking them lightly. They took them to overtime. They eventually lost. But when Cat was basically out of the game because of foul trouble, when D'Angelo Russell's having 5 turnovers throughout the whole entire game, only putting up 22 points throughout the whole entire game.
Which is... Ugh.
No, it's still good. 2022.
I mean, it's good.
It's
5 turnovers
stuff.
a game with 22.
I had a game. We played today. I had 22 and I had 5 turnovers. We got a L. Like, it's nothing to speak about. He was just playing. He was just one of the main contributors on that team. But this guy, Anthony Edwards, 42 points, 22 shots. 17 of those shots went in. He hit 8 of his 9 threes that he shot.
Yeah, that was nuts.
7 assists, even though the assists were basically just spot-up shots. Nothing to really say, oh, he's a playmaker. He's just a guy that kind of just continues to follow the play.
He shut that shit down quick.
Oh, yeah. 7 assists, 7 assists. 6 rebounds, and he's been playmaking a little bit, but, like, he's just been working on his own pace. If you watch his most recent, you can watch the game if you want, but watch his most recent highlights. It's very, very, like, playing at his own pace, taking a step back almost when he starts driving into the lane because he's so quick, he's so fast, and he could take off from behind the restricted area to get a sweet-ass dunk off. This man can really push it into the paint and can finish with authority. And that's his biggest thing. He's starting to finish very, very well around the rim. Yeah. And that's why it was so efficient, 17 of 22. He joins LeBron James and Kevin Durant to post those types of numbers where you score 40 and at least 5 and 5. And they're teenagers. So Kevin Durant and LeBron James and him are all in the same type of bubble. That's a good little group to be in.
To start off your freshman year in the NBA, hell yeah.
Especially 2 people that are now basically dominating the league, saying who's going to win the title for that league.
Right.
So overall, this man is just insane. He's also become the youngest player in NBA history to make 150 3-pointers in one single season.
Damn.
He also had a 42-point game against the Phoenix Suns, who are currently in the number 1 seed of the West. D'Angelo Russell.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. D'Angelo Russell says he's a freak. His body, his type, he's a physical guy, can get to the rim. He's obviously can make a shot too. So when he's got both of those going, I think he's going to have to be. I think the league is going to have to be ready for him. So this man is getting better. His teammates see it. He's going to be a force going forward. Honestly, man, like I think that this guy. There was a picture, and it was a side by side, and it was like split right down the middle of their faces, and it was Michael Jordan and Anthony Edwards.
I seen that shit today.
That shit looks so funny, and it was so close. And this guy's just been putting out in the last part of the season. He's come out a lot stronger. It's led to winning with the Timberwolves. Unfortunately, not this game, but this guy has something to say about that Rookie of the Year trophy, and he is not shy to say that he wants it and that he's coming for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely think that this guy has an anchor up. I think that LaMelo can kind of cruise into the playoffs, you know what I mean? And he'll have his case. But I think this guy is just going to put up all these crazy-ass numbers at the end. It's kind of like he put a full season together. This other man was good, but he didn't really pull a full season together. Also, he didn't really start in the beginning. It was just
that was more so on the coach.
I know it wasn't his fault, but I'm saying,
yeah,
like I think that goes against him too.
Nah, I mean, I still got LaMelo. I'm sticking with LaMelo, but I mean, if Anthony Edwards won it, wouldn't be surprised. Definitely deserved it. Deserves it currently, but man, because playoffs aren't really a factor in towards Rookie of the Year. So
nope.
Yeah. So I mean,
if you get your team to the playoffs, yeah, it's kind of like LaMelo catapulted them over a 500 record. And then they kind of slimmered down back to 500, and then he can bring them back into leading them into the playoffs, which can feed into his story. But overall, again, this man Anthony Edwards ain't going anywhere.
No, yeah, Anthony Edwards definitely isn't going. And I love that like swagger, cockiness about him too.
Also, Dwayne Wade says that he currently is better than him when he was that age.
I believe it because he's a way better shooter already.
Yeah, look at this shooting.
He's a way better shooter than D Wade already. Yeah. Even like D Wade's like third year in Miami, fourth year. Because what year did he win?
I really shot too many.
What year did he win his first one? Like his sixth year?
In 2006. So
2006. 3 years.
Mm-hmm. But let's wrap up this whole show here with the segment.
Yeah.
What do we got? Getting your favorite segment, right?
My favorite fucking segment. We got fuck one,
marry one,
and kill one. Playoff edition.
All right. So out of these three teams, we're going to mention three teams here. Which one do you think will make the 5th seed to play the Los Angeles Clippers? Gifton, you have these three teams that you picked.
Yes,
Go ahead and name them out, my brother.
So at first, we got the Mavericks that are 37-28. The Mavericks are currently the 5th seed. The Lakers are the 6th seed at 37-28. And the Blazers are the 7th seed with 37-29. So, Robbie, we're going to start with you. Fuck one, marry one, kill one. The one that you marry is going to play the Clippers. What you got?
So, if I'm going to have to kill one real quick because, killing is really just taking one out. If you're already talking about letting your coach go, I'm going to go ahead and just say that you're out of the playoff contention as well. The Blazers, let's go ahead and kill them off. Now, we have the Mavericks and the Lakers. I think the Lakers will go ahead and not be able to. I think they get out of the play-in tournament, right? I think they would do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think they'll be able to play the Clippers first.
Yeah. Well, no, they would play. They would play Denver if they stayed at the 6th seed. They would play Denver.
The 6th seed, huh?
Yep.
Well, I thought it was they will make the 5th seed.
No, you were saying if what did you?
If the Lakers, so the Lakers will make the 5th seed. And the Mavericks will go to the 6th seed.
Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't hear that part.
No, yeah. I'm kind of assuming. I mean, that's what I would think, based off of just the way that everything is kind of going. And if these Clippers that are kind of seems like they're healthy, other than Kawhi Leonard with the sore foot recently, of course. If the Clippers can meet these Lakers and Serge Ibaka come back and actually be a contributor, might be a first-round bounce like that.
Yeah,
that'd be weird. How about you? Gift and fuck one, marry one, kill one. Go.
I mean, so you're marrying who you marrying? Who you fucking and who you marrying?
Marrying the Lakers.
Ooh, okay.
I'm fucking with the Mavericks.
Okay. All right. Well, I think again we're just gonna have to agree. I'm definitely gonna kill the Blazers. Cause yeah, man. No matter what happens, like we can win the play-in tournament. You can lose in the first round. It happened last season. It's probably gonna happen again.
Yeah.
So they're out. Who am I fucking?
Fucking with.
I'm fucking the Lakers, bro, and I'm gonna marry the Mavericks.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like the
Biggest
Lakers
reason?
are in a little bit of turmoil right now. We're not having no LeBron. No LeBron is like a bunch of chickens running around with their head cut off.
I don't disagree. It's pretty tough, and I think that they can be in a good spot at the end. I think they'll push, but I think that they're going to be so hard at trying to get that spot that it's just going to not work out for them in the end. But, yeah, that's the end of it, right?
That's the show.
We have 48 of them things locked in now. Gifting Sports U podcast. Go ahead and lead us out with your sayings, my man.
Yes, sir. As always, if you like this video, go ahead and shatter that like button.
Shout.
Bust down those comments.
Bust them down.
And remember
To support
you.
Y'all have a good night, everybody, and thanks for supporting the